Insights with Terri Ep.145 a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Ep.145. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Ep.145. We are going to be talking about the week of November the 5th through the 12th, 2023. Thank you for joining me on this little journey for this week, see what the universe is going to have to offer us. Actually, there's quite a bit going on. I'm going to try to keep it as short and concise as I can and not get too wordy. There's just so much to put into it. You've got a lot when you don't even know where to start. So I guess starting at the beginning. And the beginning is where the planets are. We're still in that Scorpio energy in the sun sign, and we have that Scorpio energy in Mercury, which is our processing planet, our thinking planet. That will change, kids, on the 11th of this week into Sagittarius. That's a bit of a breather. Scorpio is a very intense energy. It was ruled by Pluto, which is that need to dig deep and to understand on a very deep level, to pull things from ourselves that we didn't even know we had, or to dig up some memories or patterns or ways of behaving and thinking that are really deep-seated, maybe unconscious or subconscious, buried. So that's intense, really intense. And then you add the psychic ability of Pluto, and you've got a whammy there. And I'm not saying it's bad, it's just intense. Many of my clients have gone through some really jam-packed moments with relationships and work issues and feelings of anxiety and just a lot of pressure. And the universe just wants us to sort this out, to face it, to look at it and hit it full on. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and attraction, is in that nice energy at this time of Virgo, which means we'd be attracted to order, not chaos that's happening all around the world. We'll want to strive, a need, a yearning for order, for something that makes sense, for reason, like trying to understand something. So we'll feel off kilter if we have too many incidents, or we hear of too many incidents, or we see too many incidents of chaos or foolish thinking or foolish decisions. Virgo doesn't do well with that kind of an energy. So we'll be attracted to people and things that make sense, that are reasonable. Then on the 9th of this week, that Virgo energy in Venus switches to Libra, which makes us really crave balance. I want some balance in my life. I want to even and smooth things out. So there's so many things of our lives right now are not in balance. And we had all that opportunity when we were in Libra energy this last month. Now, I guess the rooster's coming home to roost. Now we have to do something about it. And then Mars, the planet of our drive and our passion, that is in Scorpio as well, adding a whole ton of very intense energy to that Scorpio. So we're basically in the last throes-ish. Maybe there's another week after this one where we'll still feel it, of that intensity of wanting to dive deep and understand what's going on, what drives me, what am I striving for, what's it all about, all of those questions. What was I put here for? What's my soul's purpose? Why do I keep doing this? Why does this keep happening to me? This can really be put into a good energy field if we channel this. So I use it for dog training. I use it to try to figure out some pretty complicated issues with some of these wrecked rescues that I take in. There's really some complicated issues with them. There's a lot going on. They've experienced a lot of trauma. I don't take light cases. I take tough cases. So they've experienced a lot of trauma, maybe more than one in different areas, which really complicates things. And so now is the time as a trainer, I get to have the energy behind me pushing me to dig deep, to look harder, to observe more, to keep trying, to not give up, to search for that pattern that will give me the key to fixing this, to making it all better. And so this is not a negative energy necessarily. It's intense, it's hard, but it certainly is worth the effort. So if you're having any relationship issues that you want to sort out, we're in the last energy field of having the tools to dig deep. When we move into that Sagittarius, which we're starting to do, we're just kind of breaking the surface now, which is spirituality, optimism, that independence, that don't tell me what to do, don't put a fence around me, that drive to be free, to search. That's coming, but before the search, in that optimistic way, we have to deal with what's behind us, which is this Pluto energy paired with that Scorpio energy. Don't be afraid to use that psychic, I just feels this way kind of feeling, because this will really help. I personally made some decisions that I have no idea what I'm doing, and that is not my comfort zone at all. Guessing about major decisions does not feel good to me. I like to have lots of information, but there's no way that I could understand the technical facts of what I had to decide. And so I had to go with my gut hunch. So my first decision, it felt okay. There was a bit of a relief in finding a person that knew something about it, but I knew it wasn't it. It just didn't feel like I had hit it. I knew I was heading in the right direction, but it just wasn't it yet. And then just with a little bit of faith and a little bit of ability to keep my mind open and my willingness to knock on opportunity doors, the magic bullet came. And so I found the person that I needed, that has all the knowledge that I don't, and I know I can totally trust. And the minute I handed that to that person, there was a lightness. It just felt light. This is the way I need to go. And there was no intelligence with this at all. It was all that gut feeling. So this energy right now is allowing us to try to explore that gut healing and see where we go with it. And if you're really in tune, like the animals are, it's really hard to make a mistake. Now, and that's going to connect to the soul as we move into that Sagittarius, which is spiritual, esoteric energy. Now, the first of the week, we may be dealing with more vulnerability in our digestive tract, the small intestines. If you have pancreatic issues or you're sensitive to fats, your gallbladder's giving you grief, be very, very careful of the food choices that you make, because we'll have a double whammy here. Then towards the middle of the week, we're looking at a vulnerability in kidneys, your bladder, urinary tract. So if you are sensitive in that area, be careful. Use whatever it is that you use to keep yourself out of harm's way. If you're not, you might experience for the first time. So just be open and let your body speak to you in this energy field. The beginning of the week till the middle of the week is a great time for us to maybe sort things out. We can do it with our relationships. We can do it with our drawers, our closets. It would be a really good time to let us get rid of things. You're supported by the universe to let things go. So if you tend to keep things and clutter things up, or you tend to lean on gathering, I'm not saying hoarding necessarily, I'm saying gathering. This energy, the moon in Virgo, which happens on Tuesday, will allow you to let things go a little bit better. If you can keep in mind, I'm not just throwing this away, I'm giving it to somebody. I'm not using this right now, but somebody else can use it and benefit from it. So if you can keep that attitude, it'll be easier to lighten your load and get some things on their way home to another person. Then towards the end of the week, we'll be looking more at, I'm not saying mental issues, but If you lean on the side of feeling dark, or you feel extraordinarily sad, there'll be pressure on that a bit. Be careful that you're not just dealing with your own, you're dealing with other people. So this is an energy field that contributes to us feeling other people's feelings and maybe collecting them, and then it becomes heavy and dark for us. So whatever lightens you up. My personal way of lightening up is taking the dogs out for a good walk in the cornfield, in the bush, around the creek, watching them run and play, and just having a ball, smelling that clean earth and air that's around the trees. The fall still has some crispy leaves on the ground. Might even get lucky and get some sunshine. So if you can do what it is that lightens your load or makes you feel happy that you're here, take advantage of it, especially towards the end of this week, the 10th through the 13th. Now, on the 13th, which is next week, that's the Monday, it starts the new moon, and the new moon is in Scorpio. So we have a lot of this energy that could be pressing down on us. Fight it. Fight it. Enjoy the ability to fix things, which this will allow, but don't sink with it. Fight it, swim into it, work with it, push, and find the things that you love to lighten that load so that you have a little bit of breathing room for yourself. The number that they've given us for this week, pairing with where the planets are, is the number 5. And the number 5 gives people the need for movement, for change. If you like to travel, it might be a little more pressure on traveling. But let's think about all that Scorpio energy that we've got and all that need to fix and find and uncover. You add that number 5, that need for movement and change. Woohoo! There we go. Everybody's supporting everybody else. We're allowing ourselves to try to figure it out and change with it. Number 5 also pushes us to search for freedom. Maybe a little adventure too. Nothing wrong with a little adventure. I like to sometimes go to somebody else's bush, not just my own. Have a little bit of adventure. Open yourself up to new things, new ideas. That's what this number 5 wants us to do with the planets. And there may be an inclination in some of us that is new for leadership. You may find something about you that you notice that maybe I do have some leadership abilities. There's ambition that's tied with this too, but also very sensitive. So in this energy field with number 5 in the planets, please try to avoid routine and boredom. We need to look at change. That's really where we need to really focus and channel our energy. The weakness of all of this put together will be succumbing to sudden ideas that aren't really good ones, instability, inclination to nervousness and restlessness as opposed to embracing the change. We just start pacing. We should look at keeping a balance in our emotions, our professional life, and our financial areas. That's what the number 5 wants us to do. So avoid going off the deep end. We're not going to like rules. Number 5 in this way of it does not like rules and does not like restrictions and cannot be forced into doing something. So we have to look at that. We do have to follow rules. I understand that, but maybe we could look at it a little differently and not make ourselves feel like we're being pummeled to death with rules that don't make sense to us. Now, I pulled a few cards for us, and they're very important. Most of the cards are major cards. And when we have major cards like this, it always gives my eyebrows a little lift there, because I know that is an energy field that wants us to pay attention. So the first card that I pulled that is of importance is the card of planning. It's 2, the number 2, and that means balance. It's a soul energy field, but it wants us to plan. And now you pair that with really what's going on with the planets, it's perfect. How can we look at patterns and try to fix things and want change if we don't have a plan? So they're saying, don't just go out there willy-nilly and do things. Make a plan. Try to figure out, where do you want to be at this time next year? What do you want in your life? What kind of people do you want around you? What do you want to be experiencing at this time next year? So this is an absolute opportunity to work towards it. I plan housework, because if I don't, I'll get caught in a jewelry drawer, or I'll get stuck looking at socks, or maybe I'll start looking at some dog training manuals and I didn't get my housework done. If I don't make a list and I don't plan what I need to get that day, I can get off track very easily and not get done what I know I need to get done. So they're asking us to spend some effort in planning. The next one is courage. The courage to stand up and gracefully, compassionately, kindly say what we need to say. This is where we look for a good, strong position. That means, are you sure you're right? Not just stupid right. Are you sure that you're on the right side of things? So many people in history, famous people, thought that history would look at them kindly because they were on the right side of right. And they weren't. They were on the wrong side, but they were dedicated to it. Let me give you an example. Hitler. Not my favorite person. I'm sure he had a reason for being here. But he was so sure that history would view him so kindly. They took such notes, such precise and many, many notes on all the experiments that they did with people, what they were doing, the horrors that they created for other people, they were proud of, because they were so sure they were on the side of right, and history would prove that out. Need I say more? Probably not. So make sure that you really are. Let the universe speak to you. Let the source speak to you, so that you know that when you're standing up for something and you feel very strongly about it, that you are on the right side, that your creator, it bothers me something awful when I go back and read in history about the Crusades, where they went and wiped out all those people in God's name. I'm sure God was not on board with that. Not the one that I know anyway. With what's going on in the Middle East right now, they all think they're right. They're so sure that they're all right, that they have no room to listen to the other person's opinion, because God forbid they change their mind. God forbid any one of them has a new opinion or opens their minds up to maybe a different thought. I am not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just saying they all think they're right. And right now I'm so confused, I don't even know what's up and down. So this is where sometimes we have to ask the Creator, the source, the spirit, please guide me in what's right. And I think inside of us all, we know, we can feel when we're doing something right and when we're doing something wrong. Which lends me to the next card. The next card is unconditional love, and it's turned upside down. And in this case, that means that we are losing love. We are leaking love. It's falling out of us. Unconditional love is so important to the human soul, the human heart. And sometimes we give so much that we don't remember how to receive it, so there can be resentment, there can be feeling morose in it, sad, heavy, taken advantage of, abused, all of that. But this is an opportunity to reverse this, to go into an emotional renewal, because this swings. Instead of feeling this loss of love and brokenhearted and having love extinguish, which is what we're all at risk of, we can turn this around and turn it into an emotional renewal, an upsurge of new feelings, that force of the element of water, which is so flexible and so adaptable, the power of imagination, that emotional and spiritual nourishment, all of that is going to be offered to us if we just reach out and grab it. The Devil card came in. That always makes me really nervous. And in the position that it is, it's hidden, it's hiding, it's not showing itself in a way that I would say, I'm going to say is fair. But then the devil isn't fair. Is the devil fair? The devil's only objective in human life is to fool us, to lead us down the wrong path, to take advantage of our human weakness and exacerbate it. And this card is saying, be very, very careful. It's very easy to fall in trouble right now with this Devil card here, hiding the truth. How do we even find the truth anymore? What is the truth? It's so confusing anymore. We have to dig deep to be able to find it. And even if we do dig deep, did we really find the truth? Or is this just another, I don't know, made up thing? But I believe it's in our heart. I believe that the truth, the feeling of right and wrong is still written in the human heart. So we have to fight the devil, and that's what this is. The hiding of things that aren't good. Making them look good to us. Just like sugar, right? Sugar tastes amazing. Oh my God, how I love sweet things. But it's not good for us. And it hides a lot of the destruction because it tastes so good. But there's a lot of destructive energy in sugar. So it's the devil in its own way. Same with alcohol, same with drugs, same with any kind of escapism. The last card that I'll bother you with is the card of justice, and it's upside down. So that means that many of us will be fighting, trying to find the fairness, not feeling that things are fair. They aren't. Nobody said life was fair, and it isn't. And some of us are lucky, and some of us get lucky, and some of us get unlucky, and then we get lucky. It's all over the map. It's how we deal with it, and that's what this card is all about. It's just trying to get us to look at how do we, if we can be fair, if we can try to stay stable, if we can try to stay balanced, maybe we can move some of this in a more compelling way to find a solution. We little people can't do a whole bunch about what's going on in the world right now, but I do believe in the power of collective consciousness. I do believe in the power of prayer. I do believe in the power of optimistic thinking. So maybe, if enough of us get together and have the same train of thought, we can move some of this in a way that it needs to be. And I think that's what they're offering us. All right, that's it, kids. That's it in a nutshell. Thank you so much for your patience sticking with me through this. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Charlie O'Brien for putting this up for us, because without him, it wouldn't be here. He's got us on Spotify Podcasts, Apple, iTunes, and Amazon Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, and then he will give me the link for YouTube, and I will post that on Facebook for any of the people that want to watch it on Facebook or listen to it on Facebook. He also has created the website terriworld.com, and he has archived some of the past podcasts and the brand new podcasts. He's got one every week up there. And if you have missed any or you just want to go back and revisit, he's got them up there. If you need anything digital, don't be afraid, or photography, don't be afraid to get a hold of him. That's Charlie O'Brien. You just Google him. He's everywhere. So thanks, Charlie, for doing this for all of us. And I thank you for giving me your time, sharing that with me. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you need me and you need a reading or you need your dogs worked with, don't hesitate to call or text 519-726-6699, or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. Thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful week. You work hard out there and play hard. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.